what's the point? The point is that monolingualism doesn't really exist. Last week, I made a reference to a monolingual, but now let's take a deeper look at that term. Offhandedly, it simply means a person who can only speak one language. Related to this word are others that we have when we refer to someone who can speak more than one language, with the word itself usually indicating the number of languages that they speak. Bilingual, trilingual, quadrilingual, etc. Although, even a trilingual, you just kind of get called a polyglot. Many-tongued. Now, this idea is something that hits pretty close to home, for me at least, just because there's this idea in some, not all, strands of thinking that argue for a monolingual country, one that speaks English and English alone, at least here in the United States. This is important to talk about because this idea has implications for how we interact with other global citizens and even for how we interact with each other. But I have something really strong to say here. Monolingualism doesn't really exist. The definition of a monolingual implies that there are no aspects of any other language besides the native tongue in that individual. There are also social and academic repercussions of this word being used when referring to language ability, because it's perceived that a monolingual makes you less able to learn other languages, for example. In some cases, it carries an implication of an inability or inherent unwillingness to engage with other people that are different from that monolingual. The problem, that you might have intuitively gathered from my previous statements, is that these things don't happen. At almost no point in human history do we have evidence of a society being monolingual. The number of languages in any given group in history fluctuates, but it's almost always more than one. Beyond that, the evidence that more than one language exists in every person is pretty clear. I'm expecting that my primary audience is in the United States, so do you guys know what I mean if I say hola, arrivederci, bonjour, bon appetit? Mardi Gras even? Even by having these few other pieces of different languages in our minds, we have evidence of these varying structures of speech right in our heads. So those are just a handful of examples, but I could go on. The list of words that don't even get the red squiggly line in my Microsoft Word document just go to show that words bleed over from one language to another all the time. There's no such thing as a monolingual because even some of the more distant communities within the US, for example, have some sort of awareness of these other languages in the world. You already have proof that you know more than just one language. You already have proof here that you know more than just one language. Embrace it. Learn more. The main implication that I want to carry home from here is that the occurrence of a true monolingual is almost as rare as the very skilled polyglots that some of us envy. Like this video? Prove it. Hit like and subscribe here, and make sure to follow my ventures with Glottoverse over on Facebook and Twitter.